Hrgovic in 7.
Hrgovic in 7.
Is that the way it goes against Moses Itauma?
Yeah, Devo says already.
Devo has spoken.
Devo has spoken. It was a prophecy.
I'll go home, I'll open up my phone, I'm tagged in something. Hrgovic saying, I'm just a kid and XYZ, that he would smash me up. I do find it funny how it says I'm just a kid and he went, was it 11 rounds or 12 rounds? 12 rounds with someone I knocked out in the first round. It's not bad for a kid, innit?
I have great endurance, I throw a lot of punches, I'm a hard-hitting guy, I have great chin, I have great ring generalship. I see all the punches where they're coming from, and I think he will not be able to connect so much punches on myself like he did against White and Franklin. And I'm fast on feet, and that's gonna give him a lot of troubles as well. And I can put a lot of pressure on him, throw a lot of punches, and I'm not gonna get tired. And I'll be too much for him.
Thank you.
Philip, quick question. Zachariah Raymond, Boxing Social and Boxing Update. You shared the ring with Daniel Dubois and Zile Zhang, who are arguably the two heaviest hitters in the heavyweight division. Considering they weren't able to knock you out, do you think Moses Itauma has the power to match up with them? Or if not, do you think he can show you something you haven't seen before?
Yeah, no one ever knocked me out. Not Zhang, not Dubois, not Adelaide. So I think he can't knock me out. So no one ever did it, so I think he will not do as well. So we'll see when I get his punches and when I continue to coming forward, how he gonna react when he comes to trouble where he's never been before. I will destroy the kid, man. I'll throw him out of the ring. I'm fucking animal, man. So I'll throw him out of the ring. I'll throw him back to high school.
I think Itauma stops him, yeah.
I always thought Hrgovic was a world-class operator in the heavyweight division. If he does end up fighting Itauma next, hopefully he can give Itauma some rounds and he can take some of those shots. The easy answer for Benya if Itauma fought Hrgovic is that Itauma just absolutely flies through him.
Dubois is such a banger, such a powerful, strong, explosive puncher. And I watched this kid and I went, wow, where the hell did he come out of? And he won the world under-19s as an amateur. He is, I'm telling you, Frank got him at the right time because nobody heard about him. And he invested money in him and said, this is the guy to have. And he is the best heavyweight I've seen in a long, long time.
The most offensive heavyweight in the world. He throws 1,000 punches a fight. And Moses Itauma is untested. He looks like a great talent. Looks like the future of the heavyweight division. He'll probably definitely be a heavyweight champion at some point, but the real question is, will he be the heavyweight champion next week? My guy's vowed to go after him right away, and don't be surprised if you see a knockout within the first 3 rounds.
Okay. On August 29th, the landscape of heavyweight boxing could be changed forever. The vacant IBF world title is up for grabs, but this is far more than just another championship bout. It is a terrifying roll of the dice, with history hanging in the balance. If 21-year-old Moses Itauma walks out of London's O2 Arena with his hand raised, he instantly becomes the second youngest heavyweight champion in boxing history.
We'll get straight into it. Filip Hrgovic, biggest test of your career. IBF belt is on the line now. Has that changed the perspective going into it then?
Not really. Like, the belts just come with the performance. With boxing Hrgovic, I was taking him serious, and now that the belt's on the line, I still take him serious. Nothing's changed. Like, I still want to beat him as much as I did before the belts were on the line. So, of course, it will be an honour, and I'd love to be a world champion. But it's about Filip Hrgovic himself, you know.
I see you saying that you want to collect belts and you also want to collect names. What excites you more, collecting the names or collecting the belts?
Probably the names, isn't it? That belts are recognition. But yeah, I'll probably be collecting the names.
Standing right behind the legendary Mike Tyson, but standing in his way is 33-year-old Filip Hrgovic, a seasoned, battle-scarred veteran.
He's not tested yet. He never received a good punch. He never went, in deep rounds. in late rounds. So no, you know, he's a big puncher, but no one ever knocked me out. Never in my life. Dubois was stopped on a doctor, so I have a great chin. You know, I'm durable. I throw a lot of punches, so I think I can give him, you know, big challenge.
I mean, he's right. Like, he's got a chin. He's never been knocked out. I ain't never been tested. Everything he's saying there is correct. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. Jermaine Franklin was never knocked out. You are a complete different fighter to Jermaine Franklin, of course. It's like you said that, didn't it? It's all right if he has a hard punch, but can he land, didn't it?
Standing right behind him in the history books is the legendary Mike Tyson. But standing directly in his way is 33-year-old Filip Hrgovic, a seasoned battle-tested veteran with years of experience at the highest level.
Just the fact, can he take one on the chops? I think, listen, Paul's, he's a lot more qualified than me to say that, but until he gets punched on the chops, full force, by someone like Hrgovic, we're going to know what we need to know about Moses Itauma.
But on that, we're not hearing anything you would have heard by now, I think. You always hear gym stories, don't you? You always hear the sparring rumours. You always hear that, oh, he's been caught. And we haven't heard a single thing about him, apart from the opposite. He's absolutely blasting through everyone.
I think that's a great point, Paul. I mean, I've listened, Simon, to the fighters, the likes of Joe Joyce, Lawrence Okolie, AJ, Tyson Fury, what they say about Moses Itauma. That's why I'm looking at what we've seen in 14 fights, and I'm super impressed.
Yeah,
Southpaw, quick, IQ,
you can't
fantastic.
not be, can you?
But it's the other fighters that are talking about him. Yeah.
The fight has completely divided the boxing world. Half of the experts believe we are witnessing the dawn of a generational phenomenon, a young fighter who could effortlessly dismantle the old guard and reshape the heavyweight division. The other half is sounding a massive alarm, warning that this highly touted prospect is being walked directly into a brutal career-ending trap.
See how good he is. Everyone says he's a future superstar, future Lennox Lewis.
I mean, you believe it as well, though.
Let's see.
Do you believe it as well? Do you believe he's that good?
We'll see, I don't know. For right now, I'm not impressed. I must see something more than this to believe he's a real deal, so let's see.
What are you not impressed with?
I never see him receive a real punch. I never see him in a dangerous situation, never see him struggling. So in his boxing career and his life, everything so far was like easy. And he was a youth world champion, me as well. But I had a hard journey in amateurs, in elite level, in WSB, and in professional career. I was fighting like a lion to come in this position. You know, I'm from a small country where there's no boxing on the map, so he was, of course, he worked hard, but his road is much easier than mine. So I think he's never been in the ring with someone like me.
The tension between these two fighters didn't wait for the opening bell. It boiled over during a deeply personal press conference where the 14-year age gap became the center of a bitter confrontation. Hrgovic didn't hold back, tearing into Itauma's rapid rise and questioning whether the young Brit had truly been tested. The veteran openly accused the rising heavyweight of having a silver spoon career, heavily protected by promoters and surrounded by favorable matchmaking.
Do you think you've had soft touches on the way that maybe he's implying?
I'm really not bothered because at the end of the day, me and Hrgovic are going to fight. If he thinks that I'm a soft touch, I mean, he's gonna find out soon. I don't think Hrgovic really knows my story. It ain't been an easy road. It's not been an easy road, for sure. And Hrgovic has definitely earned his stripes. I'll give him respect for that. Like, he's done a lot of things that I haven't done. But when I boxed Dillian White, or when Dillian White was doing his thing, I ain't even started boxing yet. So it's not about how long you've been doing it, but it's how well you've been doing it. What Hrgovic thinks of me, I don't care. I don't care, because in 10 weeks' time, like, the truth shall prevail. And,
that's the truth.
The truth shall prevail.
That's the only truth, man. His team can analyze whatever they want. My team can analyze, but in 10 weeks we'll see. And whole world can believe in him, and it's not gonna help him or whole world can't believe in myself, it's not gonna help me. So it's just me and him, and that's the only truth.
Hrgovic painted himself as the true survivor, a fighter forged in the unforgiving trenches of the Eastern European amateur circuit, while writing Itauma off as nothing more than an untested kid. Itauma's response was ice cold. Staring down the veteran, he brushed aside the intimidation tactic and fired back that despite a decade and a half of supposedly grueling experience, they were sitting in the exact same position, fighting for the exact same belt, and chasing the same ultimate prize.
I think Itauma stops Hrgovic in 2 or 3. I really do.
Do you think he puts him out cold?
I think he knocks Hrgovic out cold, yeah.
Cold.
I think he does. As good as I think Hrgovic is, and he will master good for me, I just think Itauma is all wrong for him, because Hrgovic just stand up tall, straight shots. I think Itauma will just be miles too fast for him, because Hrgovic is going to come and have a go. Hrgovic is going to try and knock Itauma out, which is great. But I just think,
and we're still yet to see if he's got whiskers.
Of course, yeah, but I just think Itauma going to.
That icy confidence is exactly why major voices across the sport are heavily backing the 21-year-old to pull off the impossible. Respected professionals like Tony Bellew and Dave Allen are boldly predicting an absolute demolition, believing Itauma has the tools to shock the heavyweight world. Their confidence isn't coming from hype alone. It stems from one very specific and glaring weakness they believe exists in the Croatian's armor.
Moses. Would you believe in all this hype around Moses?
Moses wouldn't go near him at the minute. I think it'd be absolutely insane to throw Moses Itauma into Usyk after not being past. Has he been past 6 yet? Has he been past 7 or 8?
I don't think he.
If you haven't, well, he definitely hasn't been past 8.
Yeah.
So would you throw a fight into a fight with someone like him? Because his game plan would just be, I've only got to see past 6 rounds with you, kid, and I'm going to take you to a place you've never been.
And that's the media machine, getting people. If I say to everybody, I've seen you fight, I've seen him take about 20 people, then he tells somebody, all of a sudden, you've not had one fight and everybody believes you're a bad man.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that, though, because he is obviously shit hot and very, very good.
Moses.
Yeah.
Of course he's very good.
The thing is,
but against who so far?
Yeah, that's
you know, your best win.
That's a fair point.
Your best win is Jermaine Franklin.
Yeah.
Jermaine Franklin's known for the losing.
So, and that's the job as a promoter. The job as a promoter is for us to believe that you are a don.
And that's what Frank does well. You can't knock that. That's one thing Frank Warren does well, and no one can knock that. He builds a fighter really well, and he generates the hype train to a point where there's no going back. That's where Moses is at now.
So out of his fights that he has now, the heavyweights, who would you say his golden goose was? Moses? Daniel?
Well, it's Moses all day.
Okay, so do you think Moses gets through the Hrgovic fight?
Yep.
Do you think he...
I think he gets rid of him inside 6 rounds.
Do you think he puts him in with Daniel?
And then that's what worries me is he gets through the Hrgovic fight and he blows me away in 6 rounds, and then they throw him.
Hrgovic possesses a notoriously fragile layer of skin that is highly susceptible to early fight-ending cuts. Allen, who has actually shared the ring with Hrgovic, insists that Itauma's blistering speed and razor-sharp angles will immediately expose and exploit that vulnerable scar tissue. The prediction is that Itauma won't simply outbox the veteran. Instead, he could slice him open early and force a referee stoppage before the fight ever reaches the grueling championship rounds.
I think this is definitely going rounds, and he's definitely going to get his chin checked. So we're going to find out. I still expect Moses to win, but I wouldn't be surprised if Moses wins on points, because I think he knows the danger. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm calling it. That's my early prediction with it. I think Moses on points, and I think he might lose a couple of rounds in there as well. So
I'm with the Messiah on that one, because I think he could go the distance this one. I think he's going to do well to get Hrgovic out of there, because his chin is unbelievable. Hrgovic, he's got to be the #1 chin in the world, isn't it?
It's up there.
I don't think he wanted this fight, though. I really don't think he wanted it, because Dan Raphael reported that he took it at the very last minute. I don't think. I think at the last minute he said, "Look, fucking give me this much, and fuck it, I'll do it." But I didn't get the impression when he first got asked in the ring in the Dave Allen fight that he wanted it, and the fact that he's had to take till the very last minute to take it, I get that impression the same way. But he probably looked around and thought, well, Fury AJ are just faffing about. Usyk's not going to fight me. Caballero's not going to fight me. Fucking hell, what's that?
Sorry.
Fucking squad.
But a dark theory is bubbling up across boxing forums and YouTube comments, throwing a massive wrench into that prediction. Hardcore fans are pointing back to Hrgovic's only professional defeat against Daniel Dubois, a fight that was controversially stopped because of cuts. The theory sweeping across the internet argues that Dubois didn't cause that fight-ending damage with clean punches, but instead through repeated, brutal clashes of heads. If this theory holds any weight, it could mean something terrifying for the young prospect. Hrgovic's actual chin has never genuinely been shattered by a clean punch. If Itauma fights a disciplined, clean fight and fails to open up those old wounds, he could quickly realize he is locked inside the ring with a 240-pound monster who simply refuses to go down.
Hrgovic being 33 years old versus Itauma, who's 21, by the time they fight, maybe 22. There's a big difference, and I think the biggest difference is Hrgovic has been asked the questions, and he's given the answers. Not always the right answer, like when he fought Daniel Dubois, but he's been in tough fights. Zhilei Zhang, that was a brutal heavyweight fight, back and forth, stayed tough throughout, showed that his chin could hold up, showed that he had the power, showed that he had the conditioning. He's been there. With Itauma, we don't know any of those answers yet. He hasn't been pushed yet as a pro. He has a very low number of fights as an amateur, very low number of fights in general, amateur and pro. So the question marks are glaring when it comes to Moses Itauma. Yes, the talent is there. Yes, the power is there. The finishing ability is all there. He has all the makeup to be a heavyweight champion and a star at that. But what happens when he gets pushed? What happens when there is pushback, when there is resistance? And I think Hrgovic is the kind of guy that can answer those questions. He's going to put up resistance. He has power. He's big. He's been there. I don't see him as a guy who's just going to get blown out by Itauma. So there are going to be some questions asked of Itauma in this fight, and really we need those answered to know where he's going to go and how high he can really fly.
This exact scenario is why seasoned veterans are frantically pumping the brakes on the Itauma hype train. Analysts like Chris Algieri and former heavyweight contender Derek Azora are issuing stern warnings about the intoxicating danger that can come with early success. They know that one spectacular performance can create enormous expectations, but heavyweight boxing can punish young fighters who are pushed too quickly against experienced, physically imposing opponents.
Compare Moses to Mike Tyson, do you understand? Because no, you can't. You actually can't.
So do you think it's a bit unfair that he?
I mean, like everybody's trying to say he's like Mike Tyson. It's a lie. There's only one Mike Tyson. I don't know why we're trying to put his name again with Mike Tyson. No.
He's Moses. He's Moses.
Mike Tyson smokes weed. Mike Tyson is a vicious guy. Moses is not that guy. Mike Tyson didn't have his dad around. Moses got his dad, his mum, his brothers. You cannot compare that. Even in the ring, it's different. Listen, guys didn't want to fight Mike Tyson.
Yeah, Mike Tyson.
Guys didn't want to fight Mike Tyson. You understand? Let me explain that to you. Understand? People used to get to the stadiums before they opened to see Mike Tyson.
Yeah. Mike Tyson is different.
I think what Moses was comparing himself being to win it at 20 years of age.
I don't care. There's only one Mike Tyson. You gotta compare.
Is that right?
I don't care.
I'm with Derek on this. I'm certainly not going to argue.
Moses is Moses.
Yeah.
He's got his own path. So we cannot compare Moses to Mike Tyson.
We shouldn't.
Never. Yeah. We could never do that. Yeah. There's always been one Muhammad Ali. Everybody's tried it and they cannot do it.
Yes.
Yeah?
100%.
Do you understand? So people cannot say, oh, it's like man. No. There's only one Mike Tyson and there's only one Muhammad Ali.
That's it. And there only will ever be one Mike Tyson.
The veterans are deeply concerned that when Itauma lands his absolute best shot and the veteran merely smiles and keeps walking forward, the 21-year-old won't know how to survive the deep waters.
So, Johnny, we've got a huge heavyweight title fight coming up in Moses Itauma against Filip Hrgovic. Talk to me and tell me, how do you see it going?
I think Moses Itauma, too sharp, too smart, too technically astute for him, and too young. I think Hrgovic will give him a few things to think about to improve him as a fighter if he's going to be the heir apparent. So it'd be a learning lessons for him, but I think Moses Itauma beats Hrgovic. If he doesn't go to pit distance, stops him very late.
Do you see Moses getting hurt in the fight at all?
I see questions being answered, which he needs to, and every fight he has from this point onwards needs to be that case if he wants to be a champion and stay a champion. It can't be an easy ride all the way you're going through, because eventually you're going to come up against somebody that gives you something different and makes you think about what kind of fighter you are. If you get hit, you get hurt, you get wobbled, you get put down. You want this to happen now before you become a champion, because at that time there's too much at stake, and then you're thinking, oh my goodness, this is it, it's over, this should happen to me. So I think this is a good learning fight for Moses.
They argue that Itauma's flawless record is deceptive because he has never once been truly pushed onto his back foot. Up until now, the young phenom has faced opponents who either folded under his explosive power or simply lacked the skill set and experience needed to pose a serious threat. Hrgovic is a completely different beast. He has survived absolute wars against dangerous heavy hitters like Gilles Jean and Daniel Dubois, gaining the kind of hard-earned experience that Itauma has simply never encountered at this stage of his career.
There's nothing much he can't do offensively. Now, defensively, I don't think he's as good as... I don't think he's there yet, I would say. I think that's probably the best way of putting it. Don't think he's there yet. Now, people asked about the obvious: Usyk, Fury, Joshua. Do I think he beats Usyk right now? I don't think it's out of the question he beats all of them. He could be that much of a, in want of a better word, a physical freak. He could be that much of a fucking phenom. He could just beat all of them. He's too fast and hit too hard and too good for all of them. However, Usyk has to be a favourite against him. Usyk's been there, boxed and beat all of them. I'd make Cabiel a favourite over him. I think Cabiel is that clever. He could weather a storm and beat him. Wardley, I'd make Wardley a favourite as a current champion. You have to respect that. And he can certainly whack Wardley, so he's more proven at taking one back. Dubois, on paper, Dubois again has to be the favourite. I think Itauma will beat him. Gassiev can't have crack, but Itauma's a favourite again. Okoli's an interesting one. Okoli can really fight. He's awkward, he's horrible. But Itauma would probably be a favourite. And the interesting ones really are Joshua and Fury, the two best of the generation, arguably just about to go. Well, apart from Usyk, that is, I should say. I think at this point he beats them both. How about that?
The veterans are deeply concerned that when Itauma lands his absolute best shot and the seasoned veteran simply smiles, absorbs it, and keeps walking forward, the 21-year-old could suddenly find himself in unfamiliar territory. They fear Itauma may not know how to respond when his biggest weapon fails to stop his opponent and the fight drags into the deep waters.
I kind of get nervous when it's like 10 weeks out because I know I got something to do about it, or I have. I could change the outcome of the fight, but when guys might get nervous just before a fight, it's like the training's done, your camp's done, so there's nothing to worry about then.
Hrgovic is a really good opponent and a danger man of some sort. He's only been stopped and it was uncut by Daniel Dubois. Obviously, the most important thing always is to win, but do you want to go and make a statement and get rid of this guy?
Do you know what? It's not really down to me, if I'll be honest. It's like, I know it sounds mad because obviously I'm in there punching, but if I go and stick to the game plan, of course, I can get him out of there. So, it's like you just never know, innit? Obviously, if I had to bet my house on it, I'll probably bet a knockout, but, you never know.
I think many will...
Adding even more fuel to those veteran concerns, eagle-eyed boxing purists have spotted a glaring technical flaw in the young prodigy's aggressive style. In his recent destruction of Jermaine Franklin, Itauma showcased a dangerous habit of lunging forward from far too far outside to close the distance. Against slower and more hesitant fighters, that sudden explosion of speed worked perfectly. But against an elite, battle-tested counterpuncher, it could become a fatal mistake. Lunging recklessly leaves a fighter completely off balance for a split second, creating an opening that a skilled veteran can punish immediately. Fans fear that if Itauma attempts that same leaping attack against Hrgovic, he could walk directly into the Croatian's greatest weapon, a heavy, piston-like straight right hand. One perfectly timed counter could instantly turn the lights out on the young prospect's world title dreams and transform the biggest opportunity of his career into a brutal awakening. Despite these massive risks, the odds makers are showing zero respect for the Olympic veteran. Current betting lines have Itauma positioned as a staggering 1-7 favorite, treating a top 10 heavyweight as nothing more than a stepping stone on the young prospect's path to greatness. Instead of feeling the pressure created by those enormous expectations, Itauma is leaning directly into them. During a recent live broadcast, the 21-year-old made his most chilling promise yet. Stripped of the usual public relations talk, he looked straight into the camera and declared that if he sticks to his game plan, he won't simply win, he will end the fight on his own terms. He then doubled down with absolute certainty, telling the world that if he had to bet his own house on the outcome, he would put everything on a devastating knockout. August 29th is no longer just a title fight. It has become the ultimate litmus test for the future of heavyweight boxing and potentially the sport itself. We are about to discover whether explosive youth and blinding speed can shatter a hardened veteran, or whether gritty, grueling experience will drag a rising prodigy into a dark place he has never experienced before. Who do you think walks out of London's O2 Arena with the belt, the young phenom or the battle-tested veteran? Drop your final prediction in the comments below and let us know who you believe will emerge as the new world champion.